Welcome to the Sideline Podcast. My name is Kevin Showalter coming at you with episode 35. We love football in all forms, college, fantasy football, and the NFL, of course. If you love football, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. My co host Booker will be back in a few weeks, and we are excited to have him back. This evening, we are going to recap some of the happenings in the sports world. It will be a shorter episode, but yeah, we will continue with our case for Campus to Canton Part 5 next week, including a live mock draft. So tune in for that if you are interested in a Campus to Canton startup or a Dynasty startup. We will be holding a live mock draft. I'm going to go a little Paul Bissonnette from Spittin' Chicklets and hold my mic tonight. Just going to give it a try something different. So we're going to jump in and talk some college football. Playoff changes. Some big news this week out of the NCAA, if they still exist. They are implementing some new changes for 25 and 26. Going to be straight seeds, meaning the top 4 teams in the final ranking, regardless of conference, will receive a first round bye, and then highest remaining teams from there. And so this isn't exciting. I think this is long overdue, even though there's only been one season so far. But it was obvious last year that the better teams were not hosting home games, and that just has to happen. And so, they're still working out some of the details on this new system. But one thing I saw here, and I've got the graphic here. Um, again, it's this 11 plus 5 model of the Power 5 schools and then the next 11 best if they expand it to 16 teams. I think for the next 2 years, 25 and 26, I believe they're going to keep it at 12. I think come 2027 would be the moment where they try and expand it to 16 teams, and you'd have the 11 plus 5. So definitely an interesting thing. I think some of the best stuff I heard this week was just win your games. If you're a good team and you win your games, you have a really good chance of making the playoffs. Alabama, don't lose to Oklahoma last year. Ole Miss, don't lose to Kentucky on the road. Yeah, they are good teams. They're better than some, but get the job done. Win your games and get in the playoffs. It's that simple. So, also here in college, this was a fun graphic I saw for Heisman contenders this coming season. And so we've got Jeremiah Smith, Dylan Raiola, Dante Moore, Jaden Maaba, and Drew Aller. One thing missing here, I think, is Ryan Williams from Alabama. I don't have a question here for you guys, but the question I wanted to ask was who's got a better chance of winning the Heisman? Would you vote Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams? And I'm going to go ahead and answer. We are not on a live stream. This is just going to be our podcast. So nobody in the chat today. I lean Ryan Williams on this one. And here's my reasons why. Alabama has already proven in recent history to have a wide receiver win the Heisman Trophy. I think also it's pretty obvious that Ryan Williams is clearly the best wide receiver in that room, where Jeremiah Smith, I think there's more talent around him, so his stats won't be as crazy inflated. That is going to be required to win the Heisman. They could come out and feed him the ball and just commit to, you know what, we are going to go nuclear. We're going to throw him the ball every single time. And honestly, if they did that, I wouldn't really blame them. But I think, yeah, I'm going to lean Ryan Williams. Again, he's not on this graphic, but that was an interesting thought I have. Which of those phenom freshmen would have the best chance of winning in their sophomore season? On these quarterbacks here, Dylan Raiola, I'm sort of a known, I won't say hater because that's a strong word, but I'm a known, not that big of a fan. I like the other 3. I think there's a good argument for the next 3, probably least on SEC or US. Sorry, SEC. Here we go. Long day. Um, Probably the least on USC over Dante Moore and Drew Aller. I would tend to favor those two over Maava. But the history, Lincoln Riley, could he put up ridiculous numbers even if they win, 8 games? I think that's possible, and maybe they give him the Heisman. So again, let us know in the comments on YouTube or on this post on X whether you think Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams would be the better pick for Heisman. And then if you agree with any of these way too early top 5 Heisman contenders, and this is Big Ten, is why I'm just seeing that now. So, all right, let's move along. So you're gonna have to squint a little bit. We're gonna move into some NFL stuff now. It's a dry time in the NFL. It's OTAs. There's not a lot going on, but we've got 2 stories from this past week. We'll start here with Joe Flacco. There's a big news about him. Will he mentor the young guys? Will he not? And he smashed this answer, saying, you know what? It's not my job to mentor. This is the most competitive environment in the world. And Joe Flacco is trying to help the Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl. And so I think the media, it was funny because he kind of framed it like, hey, you're gonna ask this question, you're gonna spin it however you want, and then they proceeded to still ask the question. And so I just wish the media folks wouldn't ask these kind of questions. Just let things play out how they play out. I think he nailed it with, hey, you want to be mentored? Watch me go to work, do what I do. If you want to learn, I will help you learn. But I'm not gonna, his job is not 40 hours a week to make sure Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders are the best they can be. His job is to try and win the starting job in Cleveland. Here's another story from this week. We've got Bryce Huff getting traded from from the Eagles to the 49ers. This is big news for my beloved Eagles. There's rarely a win-win trade in the NFL, it seems, but this is a pretty good win-win for both. Huff gets reunited with Robert Saleh. He had his best season in New York with the Jets. The Eagles get to clear not that much money off of their cap, but they get to clear some money and more. I just think it's going to help the locker room. He was on a big contract, probably backloaded per Howie Roseman, and this is going to help free up money for Jalen Carter, for Nolan Smith, and for guys that are really contributing. I think I saw some graphic where it was like it paid him $24 million for 12 postseason snaps. But hey, Bryce, you came to Philly, you won a ring, you made it to the Super Bowl, and now you're getting traded to a really good team. Things could be worse for you. So it's a good landing spot for him. It's a good trade for the 49ers because they get somebody who knows what Robert Saleh wants in an edge player. And again, the Eagles clear him off the books and they clear roster space for guys that they really want to push going forward. So I think it's a win-win for both teams. Alrighty, that's all for the NFL. Let's transition to some hockey. We are officially into the NHL Stanley Cup. Starting this Wednesday will be game 1 in Edmonton, I believe. We got the rematch of last year, which is awesome. I think it's a win for hockey to have the 2 best teams prevail. Looking here, I don't think this is on our graphic, but only 3 times this has happened in the past 50 years. So all the internet trolls out there saying, we want to see different teams. This has only happened a few times. So let's just sit back and enjoy some great hockey. It will be great if Connor McDavid wins a Stanley Cup. It will be great if the Panthers go back to back. Then they can three-peat. This series is going to be an electric factory. I expect a lot of goals scored. I expect 7 games. This is just going to be incredible action. And so, yeah, let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. This postseason for the NHL has been incredible. So, me personally, I'm voting and I'm cheering for the Oilers, I think. But man, you can't not like what the Florida Panthers are doing, the tough, hard-nosed style hockey that they play. But you just want to see Connor McDavid. He's really paid his dues. He's waited, he's developed, he is the best player in the world, and it would be awesome to see him hoist that cup. So we've got our TSP Hockey Challenge. So you might have to squint if you're watching along. I will go ahead and let you know where things are at. So we have a real barn burner here. So per my investigation, we've got undefeated, I think is what they're going for there, undefeated forever. If the Panthers win, you're going to be our champion. If the Oilers win, we've got ESPN fan 906 will be our champion in the TSP group. If this goes to a game 7, I haven't cleared this with my co-host Booker, but if this goes to a game 7, we might need to host a little TSP watch party for these two for the coveted prize of bragging rights and a gift card. So it would be pretty awesome if it went to game 7 and we were able to get the two of you onto a live stream. 4 of us could watch the game together on a pod. I think that would be pretty awesome. So let's wait and see how things shake out. But again, it's down to a 2-horse race where the champion and the points lined out, and so we will sit back and see. NBA finals are set. Pacers finished the job on Saturday. They closed out the Knicks, and really in Pacer fashion. I mean, Siakam won the Eastern Conference Finals, but this was a team effort up and down the roster. They had guys scoring in double figures, and really I think the better two teams prevailed in the conference finals. There could be some debate on whether these are the two best teams in the NBA, but there is no debate that these are the two fighting for a championship. This will be the first championship for either city. So this is a huge series for the NBA. I think it's incredible for small markets built through the draft, really to have such diversity in champions. I think it's like the last 7 or 8 years we've had different NBA champions. And so this is just going to be an awesome series. I hope that the Thunder don't just run away with it. They seem to be unstoppable. They play just a relentless style of defense, and so it is something but to behold. They don't have a center out for most of the game, and they shut teams down without a big man presence. They don't just get dominated on the boards. Like Caruso's holding tough against Joker, holding tough against Rudy Gobert. Like it is awesome to see, and you can't not cheer for both of these teams. But boy, it sure feels like it's the Thunder's year, and hopefully we get a good series. Hopefully we get some back and forth action, some buzzer beaters. My son was saying earlier tonight, Dad, I really hope we get a game 7 buzzer beater. And I'm like, you know what, son? Yeah, I hope we do as well. That would be awesome for the NBA if it was, Halliburton, SGA, last guy with the ball to win a chip, his first ring. Sign me up for that. So this, our bracket in, and I will verify by the time that we post this, but I am about 100%, 99 point, we'll say 8. That Chad Jackson 85, you are our official winner in the TSP NBA Bracket Challenge. We'll shoot you a DM. We'll reach out, try to connect with you, maybe have you on the pod. But congratulations, you won the inaugural TSP NBA playoff bracket. Sadly, nobody picked the Pacers, which is kind of not unexpected because they weren't really expected to make it to the finals. But yeah, Chad, you got I had in my notes here whether the Thunder or the Pacers win. It was going to go to you. If the Knicks would have pulled it off, then ESPN fan 0344 would have had a chance. But that did not happen. So you are indeed our first ever champion. So congratulations, and we will be in touch soon. All right, guys. So thanks for watching this video, following along the podcast. We appreciate your support, your comments. Yeah, it's really been a blast to be 35 episodes into this. We hope to continue to go strong through the football season and continue watch-alongs and fantasy football content. Our Case for Campus of Canton Part 5 will be next week, including a live draft. Or a live startup mock draft. So this won't be the official draft. This will be just a mock draft, a little bit of Q&A, a little bit of talking Campus of Canton, and wrapping up our Case for Campus of Canton series. If you haven't watched the first 4 parts, this would be a great time to go back and watch those. You can subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on X at the TSP community. That is the TSP community on both platforms. Again, thank you for your support. Like, share, subscribe. And until next week, have a good one.